Welcome to the IGNOU Political Science session. In this class, we are studying Political Theory, Chapter 2, Democracy. This is the third part of this chapter, so make sure you watch the previous part before continuing with this session. In this chapter, we are discussing the conceptual family of democracy, prospective equality and retrospective equality, democracy in which freedom is prioritized, democracy in which equality is prioritized. Now about equality in political decision making. There are two types of equality. Prospective equality, that means everyone start with an equal chance to influence a decision. That is equal opportunity to participate. And retrospective equality, after a decision everyone can say they equally determined to the outcome. That means equal share in the result. So equal opportunity to participate, if it is about participation it's prospective. If it is about a result, equal share in result, that is retrospective equality. Example, in an election every person get one vote. That means whether rich, poor, male, female, educated or uneducated. So equal chance to influence the outcome. That is prospective equality before the decision. Retrospective equality, after the decision it is made, everybody can say I had an equal share in determining the result. Each person's vote was counted once and equally regardless of who won. So it is almost impossible to get unanimous agreement in larger groups. So it follows the majority principle. So just remember, prospective equality, that means it is about opportunity to participate. Retrospective, equal share in the result. Now there are two types of equality. That means in one freedom is prioritized, in other equality is prioritized. So if freedom is prioritized, that means more than equality, that means focus, individual right and personal liberty, the state role will be minimal. So the state role mainly to protect life, liberty and property. So they focus on individual right and personal freedom. The state should not impose any specific vision of the good life or perfect society. Like classical liberal things, John Locke, or modern libertarian, taxes on the rich to fund welfare of the poor, that may be seen unfair because it restricted the freedom of the rich. So economic freedom, property right, free market, these are emphasized by the democracy in which freedom is prioritized. Now equality, if equality is prioritized, that is a social democratic view. Formal political equality alone is insufficient. That means just a right to vote, that is not enough. Real equality means people must actually have the capacity to make choices in life. People should need the capacity to make choices in life. Structural disadvantage like a poverty, caste, class, gender inequality prevent true freedom. So the state must actively remove these barriers through welfare, affirmative action, redistribution. So John Rawls, justice as fairness, Amartya Sen capability approach, etc. example. So this requires addressing and removing social economic disadvantages caused by caste, class or other inequality. Extending control over their lives means tackling this structural inequality first. Now justification for democracy, that is intrinsic and instrumental value. Instrumental value, in symbol, democracy is useful because it produces good result like accountability, development, limited power abuse. Intrinsic value, democracy good in itself because it respects equality, dignity and autonomy of citizen. There is two main type of value. Intrinsic value is valuable in itself as the fairest way to express equality among citizens. So it is valuable as a means to other end. That's all instrumental value. Instrumental justification include encourage competition among political leaders, providing better leadership choices. People are involved in decision making, minimizing abuse of political power because power is distributed equally, promoting human development by encouraging political responsibility. Now, intrinsic value morally superior for ensuring political equality in decision making. Democracy is the best known method for making binding decisions that consider everyone's interest. Assume people are the best judges of their own interest and need equal citizenship right to protect those interests. So, instrumental justification, it is means to end because it produces good result. Because of democracy, there are some good result. That is called instrumental justification. Because of democracy, there is competition among leaders. Because of democracy, people are involved in decision making. Because of democracy, that minimize abuse of power. Because of democracy, there is promotion of human development. So this is instrumental. So it's instrumental. Now, intrinsic, valuable in itself, not because of what it does, but for what it is. It is a morally superior system because it is political equality. It is a fair method for binding decision. It respects individual autonomy. It is about what it is. Different types of democracy. First, procedural democracy and substantive democracy. Procedural democracy, that means in form like election, majority rule, procedure. Substantive democracy in substance, right, equality, justice, welfare. That means procedure give legitimacy, substance give meaning. Let's see. Procedural democracy or electoral or formal democracy focuses on the procedures and rules of democracy. That means free and fair election, universal adult suffrage, everyone has right to vote, rule by majority, regular changes of government. So it tells us how democracy works, but not what it achieves. Okay. A country may hold election, but still ignore equality, right or justice. So how democracy works it says, but it does not tell what it achieves. But substantive democracy, that is real participatory democracy, goes beyond just election, focuses on outcome and values of democracy. Protection of fundamental rights, social economic equality, reducing poverty, caste, gender discrimination, participation of citizens in decision making, government policies must promote the common good. So it ensures the democracy not just form but a substance that improve people's lives. In procedural democracy, it's just about how democracy works, not about what it achieves. But in substantive democracy, it says about its achievements also. Now, direct democracy and representative democracy, it's easy. Direct democracy, people directly participate in decision making. In representative democracy, people elect representatives who make decision on their behalf. Direct democracy and in Greece, that the citizens themselves make laws and policies. Referendum in Switzerland, Brexit in UK are modern example. Limitation, because it is impractical, because it's a large complex modern state. In representative democracy, people elect representation, as in India parliamentary democracy, USA presidential democracy. Here we send our representative to the parliament. So in large complex societies, direct democracy is impractical. So modern democracy function through representative institution. People elect representative into legislature or assembly who make decision on their behalf. So ultimate sovereignty remains with the people who can hold representative accountable through election. Representative government is now nearly, that is synonymous with democracy. So representative government, now democracy means representative government. And procedural democracy, we already told, it's about formal procedures, to focus on formal procedure like election, legislative assembly, etc. It overlook that some citizens are poor, less educated, But in the case of substantive democracy, it is a society of truly equal citizen, political engagement and tolerance for different opinion and lifestyle, equal voice in choosing and holding rulers, decision that reflect the interest of all, not just powerful groups. It's about what is achieved in democracy. That's we already discussed. Now, democracy should be organizing principle, not only government but also all collective social life. The substantive democracy requires background condition for equality to be met. Without this, formal political equality is meaningless. For example, exercising the vote freely may require freedom from social domination such as caste, landlords and patriarchal control. So, freedom to decide independently may be limited by lack of access to information and unresponsive administration. So, and also in societies with religious, linguistic, or ethnic minorities, the majority rule can disadvantage minorities who may be systematically outvoted and excluded from decision making. So, here we are trying to include their interest also. So, it's about what is achieved by democracy, that is substantive democracy. Now, types of democracy in this representative democracy and its critique. A direct democracy is impractical in large complex societies. That's why we are sending representative. So early social contract theories like Hobbes' law viewed representative government as authorized by the people to act in their own interest. So Rousseau disagreed, arguing that sovereign power should remain directly with the citizen because and its general will. He says that a representative interest may not align perfectly with those voters. So Rousseau was with the disagreement with this provision. He says that a sovereign power should remain directly with the citizen and general will because representative interest may not align perfectly with those voters. So actually, what is today recognized democracy? Representative government based on majority rule. There are two types of critics. Critics who consider it unrealistic and critics who consider it inadequate. First one, Schumpeter realist critic. That means Joseph Schumpeter. It was developed mainly in the 20th century by like Joseph Schumpeter and later political scientists. It criticized the idealistic view of democracy, that democracy is what should be democracy. It sees democracy in realistic and practical terms. So he says democracy method not ideal. Democracy is not about people ruling themselves. It is simply a method to select leaders through competitive election. He says there may be idealistic views about democracy, but in reality, it is simply a method to select leaders. Who says about this? This is Joseph Schumpeter's view about democracy. He says ordinary citizens are not deeply interested in politics. They are they are not capable of making complex decisions. So always the real power lies with the allied like leaders, parties, decision making. So citizen role is mostly to choose between this allied at election at time. So democracy means, according to Schumpeter, institutional arrangement for arriving at political decision in which individual acquire power to decide by means of a competitive struggle for the people vote. So that means people are not continuously involved in decision making. Their main democratic duty is to vote periodically and after the elected representative and elites govern. So economic, social and inequality always influence politics, and truly it is a rule by people. It's an illusion. So it's actually the rule by combating elites. So the realist theory of democracy associated with Joseph Schumpeter view democracy in a practical way. It rejects the classical idea of democracy as the rule of the people. It is just a method of selecting leaders through free and competitive elections. And Rousseau, he emphasized the participation of every individual citizen in political and decision making. They are interdependent, collectively sovereign. Participation protects private interest and ensures good government.